Welcome back to Caesars Superdome. I'm Brooke Kirchhofer, and 21 Saints players are on the COVID-19 list and will not be available tonight against the Miami Dolphins. We saw that list continue to climb last week, leading into the weekend as players continue to test positive for COVID. And on the defensive side of the ball, the position group that's been most affected by the virus has been the linebackers. The Saints will be without Quan Alexander, Demario Davis, as well as Caden Ellis. I am hearing that Garrett Nussmeier's waiver request has been denied from the NCAA, meaning if he were to play tonight, he would lose his red shirt and a year of eligibility. Well, no drama for the Pelicans in this year's NBA draft lottery. They remain at the 8th spot, and with their top 10 protection, they will keep their first-round draft pick and not have to trade it away to the Memphis Grizzlies. In typical New Orleans Saints fashion, they were aggressive in this year's NFL draft and traded up to the 11th pick to get Ohio State's wide receiver Chris Olave. He says it's a dream come true to be able to play with Michael Thomas and also to get to this moment based on the adversity he has faced in the past. He was the 68th ranked receiver coming out of high school and just the 399th ranked prospect overall. You had to spend some time with the Saints, learn their offense and the things that they'd like to see from you. What do you hope to bring now when you get there?
I'm just trying to be an explosive player.
Right, if it's not Chris Paul's night, it could very well easily be somebody else's night on that team. Going into game 2, though, do you think there's a chance that the Pelicans can get a win, and if so, how do they do it?
There have been more U.S. presidents and more popes than we've had coaches.
And he's not wrong. The Saints officially naming Dennis Allen as the next head coach, the first head coaching hire made by Mickey Loomis in 16 years. The Saints are winning the games we expect them to lose, and they're losing the games we expect them to win, but they're also bouncing back from those ugly losses, and that's why I think the Saints are going to be successful this week. I think they're going to get after the quarterback more. Ryan Tannehill is the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL. He's been sacked 27 times, and this O-line has some injury issues. You both went into the day with a 5-stroke lead. How did that allow you to play going into the final round?
Yeah, I thought we played solid.
Brooke Kirchhofer joins us live with a preview. Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Doug. Yeah, a big loss for the Pelicans tonight. They will not have leading scorer Brandon Ingram. He is out, making Devontae Graham's game status that more pressing. He is available, still dealing with lingering left ankle soreness. Last week, he was questionable to play with that same injury. Then he came out starting against the Knicks and put up some of the best numbers we've seen in weeks.
Give me one offensive takeaway through 4 days. Brooke, you first.
It has to be the wide receiver, Chris Olave, for me. Dennis Allen even mentioned he popped a little bit in day 4, but coming in as a rookie wide receiver, and you're going up against Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, some of the other guys in the room who are more established, like even a Traquan Smith, he has gone in there and looks confident and comfortable in that role. Of course, we saw the 60-yard touchdown pass from Jameis to Chris Olave, which Dennis Allen did say was busted coverage. That's why he was left wide open and made that play look so good. But for him to come in right away, coming out of Ohio State, and he plugs right in. He looks like he's been there for years. The Pelicans have played 28 games this season without star forward Zion Williamson, and that number will only increase given today's injury update on Zion's foot. The Pels released the following statement explaining that Zion is still experiencing soreness in his right foot. Medical imaging revealed that the bone in his foot is not healing as they expected. Because of this, Zion's volume and intensity of his training will be reduced for an extended period of time. This is a sight LSU fans are familiar with. Tyler Shelvin carrying Joe Burrow off the field after a victory. This time around, it wasn't a win over Alabama to end an 8-year drought. It was a win over the 2020 AFC champs to move on to the Super Bowl. End of the third quarter, Chiefs up 21-13, Bengals 3rd and goal. Burrow finds his go-to target, the former Rummel Raider Jamar Chase, for the 2-yard touchdown, and then they convert for 2 to tie it up going into the 4th quarter. Time winding down now in the game, and a Chiefs 44-yard field goal sends this one into overtime. I know, it's another OT thriller this NFL postseason, and the Chiefs will win the coin toss, and on 3rd and 10, Mahomes' pass is knocked down, and Von Bell, the former New Orleans Saint, is there for the interception, his 2nd of the season. And Cincinnati drives down the field to set up Evan McPherson with a 31-yard field goal. And the kick is good. The Bengals are moving on to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1989. And you would think we'd get more of a reaction from Joey B, but even in this moment, he's still cool, calm, and collected as ever.
I wouldn't call it surreal. I would say it's exciting.
That's it for sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And Georgia is going to conquer the Crimson Tide.
How does it feel to be a national champion, and not just a national champion, but somebody who contributed as the starting center?
It is a crazy experience. Ironically, the national championship came to Easton at some point in my high school career. I saw it, in the middle of the hallway, and I was like, man, one of these days I'll have one of these.
Georgia redshirt freshman Cedric Van Pran-Granger knew this moment would come all along. After the 2020 season, he set out to earn a starting role. From February to the first game, staying late on the weekends to get extra reps, and it paid off, starting in all 15 games.
Warren Erickson, in camp, ends up hurting his hand and thrusting me in a position where, hey, you're a guy now, you gotta go. I felt really bad because that's not the way I wanted to win the job. Obviously, at the end of the day, that's still my brother, but it definitely put me in a position where I had to grow up fast. You're it.
Van Pran-Granger plugged in seamlessly, having spent his first year at Georgia working with the twos, which included both quarterbacks that led the Bulldogs to an undefeated regular season. When it came time to face Alabama for the second time this year to win it all in Indy, Cedric was reminded of a similar feeling he experienced in high school. Edna Carr knocked off Warren Easton back-to-back years in the state championship. He wasn't going to let the Crimson Tide do the same.
It was definitely something that I thought about for the simple fact of I'm very emotional when it comes to football. I really care about the game. I'm invested. So those losses don't leave me. They only fuel you to move forward to not want to feel that again.
Cedric wouldn't have to, getting his full circle moment January 10th, hoisting the championship trophy.
You believe it, but once it comes true, it's a whole different atmosphere. It's a whole different feeling. So honestly, it's something I'm still taking in.
Brooke Kirchhofer, Eyewitness Sports.